Hello students, in this video I am going to explain you apospore, apogamy and comparison of pteridophytes with gymnosperms. Students, let me first tell you that both of these terms, apogamy and apospore, are very important and are often asked in viva interviews as well as in competitive exams. These two terms are also very confusing and most of the students fail to explain or define them correctly. So let's know in detail what does apospore and apogamy means. Students, apospore refers to the development of gametophyte directly from the cells of the sporophyte without spore formation or meiosis. Since the cells of the sporophyte are diploid, the developed gametophyte is also diploid in nature. And you know very well that otherwise gametophyte is haploid in nature. But when it develops without formation of spore or meiosis, then it is diploid in nature. Thus, the sporophyte and gametophyte share the same ploidy level. However, this process does not involve the formation of gamete cell, so it is asexual in nature. While apogamy refers to an asexual reproduction process where the embryo forms without undergoing fertilization. In such plants, sporophyte develop from the gametophyte without undergoing fertilization. Students, as you know that gametophyte are haploid. When gametes fuse with each other, then they produce diploid sporophyte. But in this case, gametophyte directly give rise to sporophyte without forming gametes and undergoing fertilization. So the sporophyte and gametophyte both are haploid in nature, and thus the formed sporophyte will have the same ploidy level as that of gametophyte. So you can see that in apospore, both gametophyte and sporophyte are diploid, while in apogamy, both gametophyte and sporophyte are haploid. Students, apospore refers to the production of a diploid gametophyte from a diploid sporophyte, and in contrast, apogamy refers to the process of developing a haploid embryo without fertilization. Therefore, these two processes are important in the alternation of generation in plants. These are special adaptation shown by the lower level of plants for their survival. Students, let's see some similarities between apospore and apogamy. See, both apospore and apogamy are asexual method of reproduction. They participates in the alternation of generation by producing both gametophyte as well as sporophyte. In both phenomenon, the gametophyte and the sporophyte share the same ploidy level. However, there is no formation of gamete in both the processes. Both these processes mainly takes place in bryophytes and pteridophytes. Students, you can simply recall apospore and apogamy by recalling that apospore means away from spore formation and apogamy means away from fertilization. Students, let's know some key differences between apospore and apogamy. As I explained to you, apogamy, the sporophyte is in some forms developed from the gametophyte, while in apospore, gametophyte developed directly from the vegetative cell of the sporophyte. In apogamy, the fusion of gametes doesn't occur, which means it happens without fertilization, while apospore occurs without the occurrence of meiosis or spore formation. Apogamy occurs without syngamy, therefore the haploid gametophyte develops into a haploid sporophyte instead of a diploid sporophyte, while in apospore, there is no spore formation or meiosis, therefore the diploid sporophyte develops into diploid gametophyte instead of a haploid gametophyte, as I explained to you earlier. Students, apogamy is commonly seen in Funaria as well as Triopteris of pteridophytes, while apospory is commonly seen in Pteris, that is a pteridophyte. Students, so the key difference between apospory and apogamy is that in apospory the gametophyte develops directly from the diploid sporophyte, while in apogamy the embryo develops without undergoing fertilization. The causes of the apospory are: apospory occurs in those pteridophytes who suffer from deficiency of mineral nutrition due to lack of minerals in the soil. If the leaves of the pteridophytes develop under dim light, chances of occurrence of apospory become high. And the causes of the apogamy are: the chances of occurrence of apogamy are high in those plants whose prothallus have aged. When the gametophyte fails to produce gametes, there will be very few chances of fusion. Hence, apogamy will occur in such a situation where the failures of the sex organ formation occurs. Students, apogamy happens in those situations when the plants fail to carry out normal fertilization, that is sexual reproduction, either due to certain abnormal physiological conditions or environmental conditions. If the prothallus of ferns or pteridophytes grow under high temperature and bright light, their sexual organs cannot grow normally. Hence, apogamy occurs in that particular situation. When there are water and nutrient deficiency in the plants due to high temperature, under those conditions, the plant carry out apogamy. So you can simply recall that both apogamy and apospory are the result of adverse environmental conditions and lack of nutrients, light, etc. So students, that's all about the apospory and apogamy. I hope you understood these two terms. Next is similarities of pteridophytes with gymnosperms. Plant body of both pteridophytes and gymnosperms are sporophytic in nature. It is dominant phase of the life cycle and can be differentiated into true root, stem and leaves in both of these groups. Gametophytic phase is of short duration in both pteridophytes and in gymnosperm. And young leaves show circinate venation, that is, they are highly coiled. You can see circinate venation in Diplasium esculentum, that is the fern, locally known as lingard. Students, this image is clicked from the Ginjali area of Mandi district. And second is image of Pinus giardiana. Students, you know very well that this species of Pinus occur in Kinnaur area or Kinnaur district of Himachal Pradesh, and it is known for its cone that is known as Chilgoja, and on the basis of that cone it is known as Chilgoja pine. And this image is clicked from the Kinnaur district of Himachal Pradesh. Students, vascular tissue is well developed in pteridophytes and gymnosperm, but it lacks xylem vessels except in the order Nitales of the gymnosperm, and companion cells are absent in phloem. Like gymnosperm, many pteridophytes are heterosporous, and examples are Marsillia and Slegionella. Like pteridophytes, many gymnosperms show ciliate anthrazoids, and examples are Cycas and Ginkgo. You can see image of Cycas rabulata, female plant in the image. Like gymnosperm, in some pteridophytes, megaspore is retained inside the megasporangium, and example is Legionella. And you know very well that Legionella, due to heterospory and retention of megaspore within the megasporangium, leads to seed habit. Students, let's differentiate between pteridophytes and gymnosperm. And on the basis of habitat, pteridophytes are hygrophytes, means they grow in moist and shady places, while gymnosperm are xerophytes, means they grow in the water deficient soil. Roots are adventitious types in pteridophytes, while in gymnosperm tap root are there. Vascular cambium is absent in pteridophytes, while vascular cambium is present and prominent secondary growth in gymnosperms like Pinus or Cedrus deodara. Archegonium in pteridophytes have neck canal cell and venter canal cells. And in most of the gymnosperm, neck canal cells are absent, while venter canals is or may be present in some gymnosperm. Water is essential for fertilization in pteridophytes, but it is not necessary that water is very essential for fertilization in gymnosperm. Microspore and megaspore develop independently after being shed from their sporangia in pteridophytes, while in gymnosperm, microsporangia are shed for a short time from the microsporangium and the megaspore are permanently retained within the megasporangium. Pollen tube is absent in pteridophyte while it is present in gymnosperm. Ovule is absent in pteridophytes while it is present in gymnosperm. Seeds are also absent in pteridophytes while gymnosperm seeds are there. And you know very well that gymnosperms are known as naked seed plant. Gametophyte is independent of sporophyte in pteridophyte while it is dependent on the sporophyte in case of gymnosperms. So students, these are the main differences between pteridophyte and gymnosperm, and you can easily recall by recalling the points that pollen tube, ovule, seed and vascular cambium is absent in pteridophytes while these are present in gymnosperm. Also, you need to keep in mind that neck canal cells are absent in the gymnosperms. So students, that's all about apospory, apogamy and comparison between pteridophytes and gymnosperm. I hope you understood this topic. Thank you for listening.